Personally, I give him 100, but that's just my 2 cents. That was funny.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Welcome to another great edition of Younger Life. Hi, I'm Rick Federici.
And I'm Mary Anthony.
A day of difference, that whole thing as you're cranking with the whole mindset of the whole thing of death. And yesterday we had a very gripping, what I feel emotional type show as we scoped out things that are going on
but still
in
very
our life
important to
with
address.
the death of the doggy. And thank you for being my friend. Thank you to the listeners and the viewers and those that commented, texted, emailed. It's tough, but we all go through death, whether it's loved ones, family members, whether it's, animals. And I hope we helped out a lot of people, got a lot of insight from people saying
did.
an eye-opener.
Right. I had a lot of responses too, positive responses to the show, and love sent to you. So,
Thank
lots
you, and
of that. Lots of
Big love
people said
back.
that is, it's hard and it's ugly, and it doesn't matter if it's human family or furry family. They are your family, and that's really hard. And I think the what a difference the day makes. Like you said, yesterday was such a dreary morning. It fit the mood very, very well. Today the sun is out. It's nice. It's the start of a new day, and today we're talking a little more fun. So
Yes,
that's good.
And it was cute because I'm bonding with Sanders on the radio side of life before we jump on this show, and we were chatting a little bit, and you walked in, and I went, oh. The sun walked in.
Police.
Whoa, I
Yeah,
love it.
right. It was
It's
nice.
great.
It's very nice out today. Deceivingly cold. But,
Yes, isn't it crazy?
Like I said, I left it. I didn't grab a coat. I thought, it's fine. It'll warm up. But brr, it was cold. So.
I have my David Byrne Talking Heads big, double big sweater on, and I'm rolling back the sleeves just because that's the way I felt with my turtleneck underneath it. But I'm glad I left my jacket at home as well.
It's much cooler than
Really
it looks.
cold.
I mean, it's
really cold.
It's beautiful, and I'm happy to see the sun, but it certainly is still pretty cold. So today we're talking different fun ideas that are not going to necessarily be outside as much.
Okay,
so
so
a
maybe
little
some
bit
inside?
outside, but a little more staycation type ideas.
Sure.
There are, as you mentioned, a lot of schools on spring break. I know spring break kind of it seems like most spring breaks fall in the same week.
Right.
But this year it seems like there's kind of scattered a little more between last week, this week, the week before Easter, some. So it was just kind of all over. But there are still fun things to do. And yesterday my family went to a
Who
local.
went?
It was actually my husband, myself, our 5 kids, and my sister and her 5 kids.
No way.
Yes, my brother-in-law.
There were 12 of you?
Yeah, there were a lot of us. So it was fun.
cow.
There were actually 13 of us.
Wow.
So 10 kids and then us 3 adults. And we were, thinking we wanted to go do something fun. So we thought we would check out one of the local YMCAs that we have not been to.
Beautiful.
We like to go to the Ys just for, it's always fun. And, it's our kids are all very active. They love sports. But
Sure.
So we chose one and we went, and, you pay a family rate, which is fantastic. We're not members. So, it's nice
if you
to
don't
be
mind
able
me
to
asking,
check it
so
out.
what was your family rate?
The
Decent?
family rate was very decent. It was $20 for a day pass for the family, which is nice because there really is so much to do. You could honestly stay hours and hours, and we had a great time. We went in the evening, very, like late afternoon really, and stayed until late. It was our bedtime. And by the time we're leaving, it was nice to hear lots of other families. I had littlest ones were crying. I'm tired. I'm hungry. And, and you could hear other kids doing the same in other families, and it was nice. It was funny, but it was great to use our muscles and do such different things. This Y has an indoor track.
Nice.
Above the gym. So half of the crew decided they wanted to play basketball.
Awesome.
And then half of us did the track just for fun. And,
What did you guys end
great.
up doing? Was it like a kind of a power walk, Mary? Or
Oh, yeah. Power walk and jog every now and then. I have to tell you a funny story. So my 4-year-old is not the athletic one in the family. I mean, not that we all are, but he is certainly the one. No, he's the one, if I park too far away from a store, he's like, oh, my feet hurt, just carry me. Like, he's funny, and he tends to be a bit lazy. So whatever, it's fun. And he is always willing to have fun, but he is the one that you end up carrying. And he is not a little thing. So he is a handful. So he thought he wanted to do the track with me. And I said, oh, okay, that's fine. So I knew I have no stamina when it comes to running. My theory's always been only run if you're being chased. But,
right. Which is all right.
I still try to jog in spurts. It's good for you.
And power walk.
That's it. Power walk for sure. I'm good at power walking. But we get up there, and I said, they have 2 lanes marked for walkers and then a run lane. So I said, you can't get in the run lane unless we're going to have a little spurt of jogging, because there were a lot of people there too. And everyone was very courteous, though, and understanding with young kids. Some places you go, they're not so much when it comes to little kids understanding. But he decided that he wanted to jog, and I said, okay, let's get over there and jog. Oh, he took off, and he was going so fast. I couldn't catch him. He was in front of me, and I'm going, wait, there were so many people, and he just
was he zigzagging in
no,
people?
he stayed in that lane and just kept on going, and I was laughing so hard, literally tears. I said, I didn't know I had my own Forrest Gump. I mean, he's just like gone. I couldn't even catch him. And finally,
you did not call him Forrest Gump.
Not to him, but to my
Just
sister.
yourself.
I did.
Oh, that's awesome.
We were laughing so hard. I said, look, I have my own Forrest Gump. I can't catch him. He was just gone. He made it almost a full lap, which shocked me. I mean, an indoor track is smaller than an outdoor track,
but there's a but there.
It was still huge.
Yeah.
This is a kid again who through the parking lot is like, oh, carry me, So he made it so far, and then he was so tired, so we walked most of the rest of the way. But it was awesome. The kids had fun. We're very competitive by nature, just all in good fun. But I hear the 8-year-old nephew and my 6-year-old, I'll race you. You know what I mean? And
that's awesome.
And it's so good for them.
It
and
is.
It feels good. And my 6-year-old, I mean, he's very good. I knew he could run it fine. So, they know, don't leave the track. So that way I don't have to hold their hand. We're all right there. It's fine. And, they lapped me once. It was nice. It's fun to see. And then we were done. They were so out of breath. And they had been playing basketball. So they ended up coming up, and they were so sweaty. And, it was so cute just to see them. And we sat down and took a break, and then decided it was almost water time. They had a class going on. An exercise class, which I said, man, I would love to jump in there, but you can't pull all the kids in there. That's just a disaster.
It's tough. If you're, if it's you, Jeremy, and your sister, the adults, easy to do that.
Even the older kids, the ones that are 12 and up.
Yeah.
Even the 10 and 11-year-old, I mean, probably
safe
be fine, but but it would still be the little ones. They're not going to focus in a, aquatic class of any sort. They're in the water. They want to play.
Absolutely.
So we waited as long as we could until we knew there were no more classes. And then we went in, and they have a little, one water slide, which is nice because that's not typical. And then they have a little splash section for the little ones, which is great. Awesome. A lap pool too. And then just a recreation pool.
Wow.
They had a basketball hoop.
Unreal.
It was so nice. And the kids, man, it felt so good to get back in the water.
I love water. I love swimming.
Well, recently, I mean, it's probably been a month or so ago. You said you were at your in-laws that live in a retirement community with an indoor pool.
Wonderful. And no one was there.
That's even better.
It was so cool.
Really, it was nice. The people that were in the pool were great. The other kids were playing with, we had a little basketball game going in the pool. And the other kids were playing, and that's nice. It gives you such a sense of community when you are.
Did you actually have on like a bathing suit?
Oh, I did, and I am so not.
Well,
that was my non-pleasant part.
What I wanted to say to you is Rick Federici actually took off his shirt because I was around family and my wife and my kids,
Oh yeah,
which I was cool with.
We were all in suits, and I said, "Wow, you can spend a long winter." It was a rough winter, but whatever. It was fun. We had a great time.
You're out there. You're doing it. You're taking a step or three.
It was fun. It was so much fun too. And while the kids were playing, I'm trying to like sneak in a little treading water, which is so good
Yep.
for you, if I'm not going to be able to swim laps, because the minute I say, oh, I'm going to go, the lap pool is right through a door, like next to it. So I'm going to go to the lap pool. Well, then everybody wants to come, and they're not going to really be swimming laps. Some of the bigger kids are, but the little ones aren't. So it was just more of a hassle. And I have to say my oldest, who is 15 and a half, was thrilled. The hot tub was 15 and up only.
Nice.
So she was the only one
Was there
allowed
anybody
except
in there?
adults. There were like 3 people there. There were tons of people lifting weights, but again, not to a point of made you uncomfortable. There were so many different rooms that were offering classes. There was a bike class going on. There was, I'm assuming it was some sort of yoga.
So there was a
Pilates.
cycling class going on?
Well,
Like a
it was in a
spin?
room. I'm not sure what it was. I didn't go in
I
it.
would love to do
I
that.
just saw them in there. And it was one room full of bikes and full of people. And one room they had some sort of dance class, like a dance workout class. One room had these big, like a yoga ball is what I call them. I'm not sure. I'm assuming it was yoga or something related to that with the balls. And just so much going on, so
That's
much
great.
light. And it just you
get
didn't feel-
energized from it.
You do, and it isn't like people have a lot of apprehension to go to a typical gym feeling like, oh, I can't do that because you wouldn't catch me in the weight section. But it's not. It's not uncomfortable. It was a very just great place. I was very happy with it. I'm glad we
So
went.
you guys were there in the late afternoon, and then you
Yeah.
stayed through pretty
We
decent
went-
amount,
we
5,
went,
6
like,
hours?
We were there about, let me see, we were there about 4 hours.
That's awesome.
It was awesome. It was a great time. And swimming wise and stuff, that was the most fun. And we stayed in there the longest till really it was well past dinner time, and the kids were all saying, I'm starving.
That's good. They were working.
They were. We all
Nice.
were. It felt fantastic. And,
How did your sis' kids, did they dig it too? Everybody bonded as a family?
They're all roughly her oldest is 12, and they go from 12 to 4. So they are right in the mix of my kids.
Does everybody get
the rest of
along,
the
if
kids.
you don't mind me
yeah,
asking?
they're all
Yeah.
like siblings.
good.
You know what I mean? They're very close, and
Good.
It's nice. It's so much fun. But I kept thinking swimming. It felt so. You were revived just to be swimming, and I said, "Wow, we haven't done that. Obviously, being winter, we don't do that very often unless we're at a hotel or something." And I said, I'm gonna look it up. Why swimming? We all know swimming is so good for you.
Absolutely wonderful for you.
As far as a low impact on the joints. So it's a full body workout because you're moving so many different muscle groups, and there's natural resistance due to the water, but it's very low impact on the joints, which is great. That's why swimming is great for every age. It's healthy. It feels good, and most of the time, unless you obviously have some water issues, you can't help but be happy when you're in the water and playing, as long as it's warm. And the water, by the way, was super warm.
I was just going to ask you, what was that temp of that water? Was
a
it
lot of
absolutely
times,
gorgeous?
you go to a public pool of any sort, no matter where you're at.
Sure.
And it feels fine after you've been in for 10 minutes. Like once your body, you
Adapts.
that's it, acclimated to the colder temperature. But this water was so warm, we stepped in it, and I said, wow, this is really nice. And actually, the ones that had been playing basketball and were the sweatiest said, I kind of had hoped it had been colder just to cool
Kinda
down.
get that refreshing
But once
cool
they were
down, yeah.
in the pool anyways, they cooled down, So
That's great.
It was so
what
nice.
is the pool on that, Mary? Is that like 3, 4, 5 feet? Does it get deeper on the
They
deep
had
end?
the recreation pool. I didn't even get in the lap pool because of the all the kids.
Sure.
The little ones were saying we wanted to. The littlest ones were in life jackets and they weren't allowed to do that.
Of course.
They were recreation pools. So I just said forget it.
Mm-hmm.
Just so that way there was no whining or anything. I just stayed in the other one. And that was about I think there was a splash pad that was probably a foot. I mean, it was not very deep at all, a little splash area. But then it was probably 3 feet up to 6 was the deepest.
Nice.
So it was not
bad at all.
not at all. It was perfect.
Now, do you, when you're in the water, do you use your arms and your legs to keep yourself from
Oh,
not
yeah.
touching the bottom,
Well,
but
that's
floating?
treading. That's treading.
I do that. I'm really good at that.
you
When
know-
I was a little kid, I still to this day,
Well,
I
that
love it.
is literally a survival skill. I
Yes.
mean, everybody
Yes.
should know how to tread. It's just in case you ever are on a boat or on the water and whatever you're on collapses or you go overboard, you may not have the stamina to swim a long distance, but if you can tread water, it's a survival skill. I'm always trying to work on that with my little
I
ones.
think that's an awesome, tip as a mom or just to have kids around. They also how to do it, float on your back.
Right, absolutely.
Front float, back float, but you always have to watch your ears. I have to wear plugs as
Do
I've
you?
gotten older now. In the
Really?
last 10, 15 years, I never did. I've been swimming since I've been a little kid. I love swimming. You know that.
Right.
And so we had a pool for like 16 years until it got to the point where it's like, okay, we're gonna have to replace the pool.
Yeah.
But then with moving, as you know,
Right.
a lot of people love it, but it's a lot of people, they see a pool, they leave.
I know, which
And it's weird to me.
It is to me.
Like,
I know it's a
love
lot of
swimming,
work,
right?
but I love the
So
pool.
do I.
You know, I love to be in the water.
Put a
and
pool right in my face, above ground or built in, I'm there.
It's nice.
I love it. That's
is.
my
It's-
little Devon.
Well, and there are so many health benefits
Mm-hmm.
too, besides it being a full body workout and the natural resistance, which we were just talking, resistance bands and
Absolutely.
all of that good
The
stuff
cool
with
pink
the
thing?
strength, the cool pink thing, all of that
elastic
stuff with
mother.
the strength training.
Sure.
You know, it keeps your heart rate up, you know, for a while without wearing you out too much due to the low impact. It does wear you out when you are swimming laps. I'm always pleasantly surprised when I swim a lap. Even I'm not a fast swimmer, you know, at all. And I don't do a very good, like, normal strokes. I just go for it.
Wait, are you like the wimpy?
I'm like a total wimp.
Yeah.
I would
That's
do.
what- no,
I
I'm
would
not
do
saying
that,
that to be a jerk. I'm just,
But
you
I
know,
love
you know.
it. I do. I love it. It is. It feels awesome to swim a lap or two and feel your body, you know, weak from the
Right.
exercise. And so swimming is a great way to build
Can I
endurance.
ask you a question? When you
Please.
swim,
Yeah.
do you actually, you put your head and go, you know, you do the breath? Because I cannot, I'm a great swimmer,
Mm-hmm.
but I cannot master it. I do it, but I know a ton of people that, you know, they could do it.
Yeah.
But I
know.
just don't know.
I'm not good at that.
I'm not at all. I'm just being
Do you know
honest.
that's
I would
one of
love
the
to
things they
play
point
with
out
that.
though, and it has to do with learning that those techniques.
The
It actually
breathing techniques,
assists
yeah.
in your coordination.
Oh.
because of doing, you know, numerous body parts doing
Mm-hmm.
different things at the same time. So I thought, oh, that's funny. I could see why it does improve coordination because it is difficult some of the strokes to make sure, even, you know, like a side stroke. I love a side stroke. You
Now,
know,
wait, what do you say side?
when you actually, well, you know,
What do
our
you-
school
Right.
had a pool,
Okay.
and we went
In
to a
high
very
school?
yeah, I mean, from
Wow.
elementary. When we
Nice.
were in kindergarten on, you had a swim class. So I remember learning.
cow, that's great.
And we had a very small school, but I remember learning, and this is our gym teacher. It was our
Mm-hmm.
swim instructor, obviously. She would say you have a basket of apples, and you're in one hand, like the hand closest to your body. If you're on your left side, it would be your right hand. You're picking an apple and putting it in the basket. Picking an apple, you're grabbing and away, grabbing and away.
That's actually
And
really.
and your legs do a type of scissor. You're on your side, and your legs kind of do like a scissor and together. You know, open scissor together.
Oh, sure.
So it's
Now
a
I
side
visualize
stroke.
that the way
Yeah.
you said it did. Yeah.
So, and I
Because I was
love
trying
the
to figure
side
that
stroke.
out. I absolutely down to go. Okay.
So, you know, I
you could
think
do
of
that?
things like that. Oh, that's my favorite. And so,
Really?
to do things like that, you see why it would improve your coordination because you're moving so many different muscle groups in
Yeah.
different ways. But
and being able to keep that straight in your head. Apple.
pick an apple, put it in the basket.
I like
That's
that.
Mrs.
Is
Serwick,
that
by the
teacher
way.
still alive?
She is, and she's
Very
fantastic.
cool. She'd probably be very proud of you. A, because you're bringing her back up, but, you know, B,
Because I remember her.
and you're still doing it.
And I do that, and I
Rock
tell
on.
the kids that when
That's
we're
awesome.
my parents have a pool, so when we do swim, that's what we're
That's
talking about.
so nice.
So yeah, you know, swimming is so good on many levels. Obviously, it's good for the heart, it's good for the joints.
Mm-hmm.
It promotes better coordination, which in turn is better for your posture. You use your core muscles all over. You know, you're through the middle, which is good for the back, and you know, you can improve on your endurance. It's good for the lungs because of the build your lung capacity is what they say. You know.
Oh, I think that's awesome.
I love it. You know, and I love, like, again, we're a little competitive. We like to do silly games where you're, speaking of lung capacity, where you'll throw a handful of pennies in and say, okay, you know, let's see who can find the most. There's
Go get 'em.
25 pennies in. Let's see who can find the most
we would
pennies.
dive
And-
for rings and stuff that would go
Yeah.
down to the bottom.
Yeah, absolutely.
At our
It's
we
so
used
much
to love
fun.
games. Love that.
You know, everything's games. and
I'd
that's why
rather
it's
be
fun.
under the water, not to be weird with you, but, you know, I used to
Swim
open my
under the
eyes as
water.
a little kid, but then I started wearing goggles and I have to wear
Yeah.
plugs.
My 6-year-old
You know?
he's always opening his eyes under the water,
Yeah.
and I say, "Honey, doesn't that drive you crazy?"
No, but
and it
does
doesn't.
he come up with red eyes?
Oh, he'll have terrible red eyes
Yeah.
after like a full day of swimming. But I say, "Doesn't it hurt?" And he says, "No, it doesn't." He
No.
wear goggles, but for him, they bother him more. They fog up easier, or they get water in them.
Mm-hmm. I have to do one of these where you let it out.
Yeah.
You have to tight to the head and then
funny.
you flip it up.
It's
Hey,
funny.
the other thing I wanted to throw out there is I know LifeWorks off the frontage road in Michigan City,
Yes.
which is 94 and 421.
Mm-hmm.
The Port Hospital I've been over there several times, and you and I have chatted about this. They actually use the water, and I'm going to use this like the water therapy machines.
Oh, I know. We actually have a call in trying to
gosh,
get
that'd
into
be
the Hydro
great
Works
to get in there. I
for
was
the
just gonna
same thing.
say that.
They
Yeah.
have, water is a fabulous therapy because
Love
it is
it.
low impact for someone that has arthritis or someone that has had an injury. It is a great way
Sure.
to retrain, to heal hips, knees, So I really, obviously, we are not the doctors, so we aren't able to explain why it's
We
so
say
much
that all the
better.
time.
Yeah, every day we point that out. But I
Just
do
so we
think
don't
it's
get yelled
important
at.
to know it is. We are trying to get into.
Oh, that'd be great.
To see so many patients utilize that, and it's so important.
Well, and they're able to, for those folks that may be utilizing different handy-capable machinery, maybe a
Absolutely.
wheelchair, they drop them down into it. And
It's
I've
amazing.
it is.
It is
To
amazing.
physically watch these people, and they become freer.
That's it.
It
Well,
allows
the
their body
buoyancy
to
of the
move.
water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really
You think
cool.
when you have a patient that is maybe wheelchair bound,
Absolutely.
that, it lets them just become that much more in control of their body when maybe they aren't always. And so I just
Absolutely.
think it's water's great. But just being swimming for so long last night, I thought, wow, it really is so important. There's so many different things you can do. You don't have to be on vacation. Of course, the people that are on spring break that go away on vacation, that's fantastic. But if you can't do that due to work or whatever, there's still so many things you can do. Go to a local YMCA, right here in Michigan City, we've talked about the naming of the pool. Check that pool out. I have not been there yet, and I can't wait
it's
to go to that one.
gorgeous.
That's what everybody says, and I remember you telling me
will
about how
freak
awesome
out
it
on
is.
how cool that place
I
is.
think that it is so great. Go there
Why
for
don't we
the
do
day.
a live show? We'll bring Sanders with us and the tech crew.
Tape it there.
And I think it'd be awesome.
That would be great.
Hey, one of the things I want to throw out there about the Y, speaking of which, they're doing Dancing Like a Star. And I know we were talking about LaPorte
Yeah.
Hospital. The director of practice management, Shannon Hannon, and I love her name.
Yes.
She is actually one of they just unveiled the list, the celebrity dancers.
Oh,
I'm going to
really?
be the
How
master of
great.
ceremonies that evening. It's going to be for the LaPorte County Family YMCA, May 27th.
Oh,
so we've got a
wow,
little bit
good.
more on that. So I'm really looking forward to that. But
We're only talking a month away now.
Yeah,
A
get
month
ready.
and a half. Wow, that'll
get
be
ready
really
to rock
cool.
and roll. So that'll be
That's
fun.
always fun. There's always
You
so
should
much
be.
going
You
on.
should do that.
I do love to dance, but that is just crazy.
Why
No,
not?
oh, please.
We got to get you
Anyway.
involved with some Younger Life. Actually, maybe you and Jeremy.
Oh, that would be fun.
I'll do the master of ceremonies thing. I love dancing too, by the
Mm-hmm.
way. But I think you would be great. Does Jeremy a dancer?
we love to dance. And
Yeah.
not that we're any good at it. We just
No.
enjoy it. It's just fun.
I know.
And again, you want to talk about good exercise. Whew, that's a lot of exercise
I
and
could
fun exercise.
dance for
though.
hours, especially DJing
Yeah.
and doing
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
corporate events, thematic parties, weddings. Just I love hours and hours and hours of dancing. and
That's
you
so
just feel
fun.
awesome when you're done.
That's so fun.
Yeah.
That's a great point too. You feel awesome when you're done, and think of all that exercise. Exercise doesn't have to be a bad thing. There are
No.
so many fun
No.
ways to do, and like the swimming, the basketball thing. That was so much fun and exerted so much energy, and I think it's just so important. So, there are many things going on at the library too. We're always talking about them. This week, if you are having spring break, whatever, I know the LaPorte Library, I think we have Robin calling in a little bit about Michigan City, right?
Right.
So I won't go there. I'll let her explain that because they have a lot of good things this
Love
week
it.
alone. But LaPorte Library today's the 5th already. They have, how we were doing the Spark Labs. They're actually doing an event called the Squishy Frogs at the Union Mills branch.
What is that?
This afternoon.
What does that entail?
From 1 to 2. It says learn how to light up a play frog with using squishy circuits. So it's those kits.
Nice. I love
the
that.
Spark Lab
Sure.
program. It's amazing. I hope everybody that caught any of that show, try to check this out. These are these little frogs, and you program them. You build them, and they teach you how to make them light up. And I think that's fantastic. So
Is that kind of like what we do with the carrots and sticking the little
it's
gizmos
similar
in
to
there?
that.
and-
Yeah, this says afterwards you make and take your own squishy balloon frog home with you.
I like
Again,
that.
that's the Union Mills branch today
That's
from
so
1 to
nice.
2 p.m. That's through the LaPorte Library. They also have later this week do-it-yourself library bags. This is at the Cool Spring branch.
Mm-hmm.
They give you a canvas bag that you embellish for National Library Week. So
Are we inside of that right now? National
no, it
Library
just
Week?
says, Possibly.
Oh, that's great. Well, I mean, you would
We
think of
could
the
ask
tie-in with
Robin.
spring break.
That would be
Yes.
wonderful.
Yes.
So there's just so many things. And those are just two of the things that I know are locally, again, for a little staycation type thing. And
Well-
I know you said the zoo. I wanted
Right.
to point that out. That's so important and huge.
Absolutely
That's a big deal.
great. Mm-hmm.
The Michigan City Washington Park Zoo opened officially now. So, spend the day there, especially even though it's cold today, the sun is
Walk
gorgeous.
around.
Get outside.
Get the exercise.
absolutely.
Speaking of which, too, for adults, we talked about kids and family things to do. I want to throw this out there. The mobile health unit is
yeah.
on the road today to bring
That's
you
important.
free screenings and awareness. Two important health topics that you and I have discussed many times: blood pressure and safe driving. Professionals with wellness outreach at LaPorte Hospital bringing the mobile health unit to a bunch of neighborhoods. In fact, I want to throw this out there. Take advantage of the free service. The screenings and information will be available today, April 5th, at the Goodwill at 3822 Franklin Street in Michigan City, Indiana. And then from 1:30 to 3 today at the Al Supermarket at 1340 West State Road 2 in LaPorte. I've got a number for you, 219-325-7648. Again, thank you, LaPorte Hospital.
I wonder
for
what
that.
the safe driving portion is. That's
Yeah.
kind of interesting.
Well, and I'm thinking, are they tying in safe driving, but also staying off the whole texting mode, but the other side, seats for the kids? Remember?
yeah, the car seat thing.
You
I
and have
know. I
chatted
know
about
that I know LaPorte Hospital works with the fire department and
We were
different
just there,
things.
yeah.
Yeah, when we were there, they
Absolutely.
mentioned that. So that's a piece we'll air later on the tour of the Edith House. But they were so hospitable. Really is like the word that comes to mind. They showed us around. It's so cool. And people think firehouse, and this is where the firemen, they live there when they're on duty.
A very
it's their
cool
house.
place.
It's a very cool place, and so it's very kind of them to give tours when it is like their home. You know what I mean? When they're there, it is their home. So that was a lot of fun.
Can I tell you my favorite part?
Yeah.
Outside of, working with you on the Edith House and doing
That
that,
was
great
great.
tech team, but you don't realize how it's all interconnected. That kitchen was beautiful.
I know.
Like all those
Again,
fridges. We
yeah.
won't say anything that you opened up all the fridges to
Well,
look inside.
I was just curious.
That's okay.
It was awesome.
But it was all healthy.
Mm-hmm.
But the 5 bedrooms upstairs and then the giant, they really truly had a fire pole
Yep.
with a locked
Traditional.
door.
Well, what was really neat about that is they actually, it's not like you see in the old movies. They actually have a lot of safety features built in
Sure.
around the fire pole, so you can't fall. Someone couldn't just fall in the middle of the night through there if they're, stumbling to a restroom or something, So it's just really cool. Or if you have a child there, child can't fall through. They have safety guard
There's a
underneath
wraparound
it.
cage guard around it, pretty much.
And underneath it, it doesn't even
Yeah.
open until it has 110 pounds of pressure, they said. So, I mean, it was just really cool. They were fantastic, and I really enjoyed that. That was a
I
lot of
really
fun.
enjoyed when they kind of used the Edith House and put the smoke in there when it was so truly just unbelievable. My eyes, and you really
I can't wait
feel
to air that piece.
gonna be a
And we're
great
going to
piece.
narrate our way through that. It won't be just. It was just, we'll get to discuss it and then show that piece. So that's going to be this week for sure. So
I felt like we were
We have a
being
lot of
good,
fun.
you and I, because we actually got to sit where the children sit.
I know.
And I said, these 2 big kids
And they
are
give it
sitting
to
here
us,
and we're
yeah.
laughing. Like,
It was
okay, guys,
fun.
we need to get a little serious here.
We did get the giggles a little bit. Once they set in, it's so hard to break that. And
Right.
that's okay. That's part of fun too. So
Well, the guys were great. And I think there's another spin to it. And I know that we've got some different, footage pieces, but the rescue boats that they utilize on the area lakes in around
Yeah.
the county corridor for rescue operations, very
They do.
important. You almost get the chills because
Ooh,
you know
it
that
just
those
looks like
things
fun.
have seen, yes, absolutely have seen some
Right.
light of day, for lack of a better word.
absolutely. And
know.
it does look like fun, but they are very serious. They need,
Mm-hmm.
it's an amazing tool that we have to that they're able to use for our community. And they were very kind and gracious about that too, and said, maybe we'll take you guys out one time.
And I'm like,
Sweet.
I raised my hand. We'll go.
Yeah, okay, when?
Are
Let's
you guys?
see. Let's
now,
book that
do
one
those
now.
are those rowing type boats or are those motor boats? Like
Motor.
Motor. Oh, good. We're
Yeah.
going.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
you
it's-
listen to you. You don't want to work for it. You're like,
No, I'm sorry. I'll utilize it. I'm not being a goof when I say, I'm sorry, we're the talent. Can you get our producers to
How
pal? I would
funny.
never do that.
No,
But it's fun.
Yeah. Oh, it looks like a great time. So they were fantastic.
Actually,
but there
you
are
know-
lots of little things we can do. We're always talking about different fun physical activity
Sure.
things. But even again, like this library thing, this ties in so well to when we were there and we saw firsthand. And I do have to point out that at a recently I was picking up from Sunday school. My children, there was a grandmother picking up, and her grandson had one of those little round robots in his hand.
Oh, that's so cool.
And I said, "Did you get that at a Spark Lab?" and he said, "No, we bought this." And so still, I mean, these you can buy online. They told us that.
Absolutely. No,
it
that's
wasn't
great.
something you had to do at the library, but at the library you can learn to use it. And he was probably 10 or 11 years old. It was just fantastic. I think there's so many fun things, and right now is a great chance to do fun things. Get out and do something fun.
Star VIP Hotline this hour on Younger Life Live, brought to you by LaPorte Hospital. Rick Federici, Mary Anthony, we proudly welcome back to the show Robin Cohn, the Michigan City Public Library. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
Robin.
Good morning, you guys.
Morning. We were just chatting about what a great time of the year. A lot of spring breakers out there. And my gosh, Robin, you and the crew and the family there have so many great things for the young ones and people of all ages, quite honestly, to do. Let's talk about it.
Well, let's talk about it. I'm excited to say that in a half an hour from now, just about 10 o'clock, we will show the movie The Good Dinosaur
Yes.
Nice.
for all the
Very
kids. It's
cute.
rated PG. And you even might win the actual copy of the DVD. If you come,
Wow.
you can sign up, throw your name in the hat, and we'll pick a name at the end of the movie and give the movie away.
Oh, that's fantastic. And that's a really cute movie. We wanted to kind of talk about these fun things, especially primarily this week, a lot of schools being on spring break. You don't always have to go away to have fun, right?
Exactly,
There's lots of fun
exactly.
stuff right
We
here.
have lots of things going on. I mean, in addition to all the fun stuff we always have going on,
Right.
we do have spring break events this week. So today is the Good Dinosaur. Tomorrow we have the Magic of Stephen Kellogg. Stephen is an area entertainer who does magic, and it's an interactive show. So he brings the kids in. I always sit in my office and just listen because I'm busy, but I hear them in the lobby, and they're laughing, and they're having such a great time. And he really gets the kids involved in the whole program.
I think that is so cool. I mean, what grown-up doesn't like magic, but what kid, it's so fun to watch a child watch magic.
Well, they're always mesmerized, and they're
That's
always
it.
trying to figure out kind of how did he do that?
That's
Exactly.
it. I
does he
love
get,
it.
Does he get the children involved?
Yeah.
He does. He gets the kids up. He gets them. He picks kids out of the audience. He makes he makes everybody participate, the adults and the kids.
Yeah.
It's really a fun show.
That is so neat. So that's at 10 o'clock
That's at 10 o'clock tomorrow.
tomorrow. And how long is that show?
About an hour.
Okay. Yeah, that's good.
Just
That's
about
good.
enough time to get the kids interested, but not overdo them.
Yeah, no
Is
kidding.
that a freebie for families?
Everything's free at the library.
Oh, I love that.
I wanted to point that out too. I'm glad you did. Just because it is, don't ever let that deter you. Turn to your library. If you think, oh, we don't have any money to go do anything fun this spring break, the library always has fun things. That's why when we were talking about any spring break fun, we have to include the library.
Absolutely. And then on Thursday, we have a puppet workshop, and you're actually going to make a
cool.
puppet
How neat.
and then have a performance.
Oh,
Is that like kind of, do you utilize, you guys are like actually making the puppets, so you like kind of sock puppets, Robin? Or
Well, you know what? I haven't seen the puppets yet, but I don't believe they're sock puppets. I think they're going to use all kinds of different materials to make
Nice.
like
oh, how
real puppets.
fun.
Yeah.
How fun.
See, I
And
could
then there's
see.
also going to be a performance where the kids get involved and have their puppet perform.
Puppeteering and that stuff is so neat for a lot of us that have gone through it, and I think it's something cool, and I'm liking that you guys are keeping it in the eyes of the younger generation as
Right.
well, because that, and then once they perform, it takes on its whole own life.
Exactly.
You know, which I absolutely think is cool.
Kids love puppets. It's always fun to see their faces light up when they talk to a puppet, and I think this is going to be a fun activity. And we're also, on Friday, we are participating in Camp Downtown, which is a program that we collaborate with many of the youth serving agencies in the community, and they're going to be doing balloon sculptures, which is my personal favorite.
Yeah.
So what do they do with the balloon sculpture? Explain. Is it just like taking and crafting the balloon to be an animal, or is it
Exactly,
actually?
or something. I mean, I think
Nice.
they've done flowers in the
Yeah.
past. We had a balloon here with this group about a year ago, and the balloon was bigger than me. It was taller than me.
How neat.
We had them we had them out in the library sitting on like chairs, and it was so much fun.
That is
That
fun.
is
Kids,
really neat.
kids love. I mean, there are a couple things that kids love no matter what, and balloons and bubbles.
Balloons and bubbles.
I'm telling
right,
you, they
exactly.
just love them.
And magic.
You know
Of
what?
course.
What would be a fun thing too, and maybe you can get Mary Anthony and Rick Federici over there is paper mache.
That is
Oh,
fun.
there
That's a
you
mess, but
go.
that's a lot of fun.
Because don't you start out with a balloon, don't you, at certain
Yes,
points, and then
that's
you
right.
pop it?
And you
Yeah.
you put the paper strips on it until
Yep.
you've made your whatever it is you're making, and then you pop that balloon, and it stays. It's dried and it stays its shape. It's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
That's how they make pinatas, right?
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's exactly
Look
how
at
they
that.
do it.
Then we can
Yeah.
fill it full of candy and really
There you
have
go,
healthy
Robin.
or healthy options.
Healthy snacks, Robin.
There's no healthy option when it comes to a
Pinatas.
pinata.
I know.
Sorry.
That's funny. You're right.
You're
right
right.
there. That's great.
Well, in addition to the spring break week, which seems to be already flying by, we're already into the second day. But next week on the 13th, we have a creativity and innovation week activity here at the library at 4:00 in the afternoon after school is out, and they're going to be making and designing art bots,
Oh,
which
that's
cool.
are like a robot, but you do like an artistic twist on it. And it's part of STEAM, the STEAM Ahead kids, which is, in addition to the science, it adds the arts. So
Yeah.
that's a real cool thing.
That's really neat.
That's
So
cool.
much
You guys
fun.
are doing that. Yeah, I'm digging that.
That's on the 13th, right? Right here in the library at 4:00. So when the kids get out of school, come on over.
What are the Michigan City Public Library's hours, if you wouldn't mind throwing those out there for us, Robin Cohn?
We are here Mondays through Thursdays, 9 a.m. till 8 p.m. Fridays and Saturdays, we're open 9 a.m. till 6 p.m. And on Sundays right now, we're open 1 to 5. Now, we will be closed in the summer, starting Memorial Day weekend and through Labor Day weekend.
Okay.
We close on Sundays. But then we'll open up again in the fall for Sundays 1 to 5.
Wow,
Perfect.
That is great. I didn't realize you guys were open at all on Sundays. That's
Yeah,
fantastic.
we've
For now,
been
especially when
very
there's-
lucky in that been able to maintain our hours through all the budget craziness
Yeah.
that's gone on.
Right.
We've been able to maintain all of our hours, and we are here during the winter months, 1 to 5 on Sundays for the kids to get their homework done, and lots of people traveling through the area on the weekends, they're able to stop in, check emails or
Yeah.
whatever they need to do on the computers and stuff like
just
that.
different fun things I see this Sunday. This sounds like a great time. You have the Mightiest of Mighty Might.
The mightiest of
At
mighty
2
might.
o'clock
What is
on
that all
Sunday.
about?
We have been doing this program now for I don't even want to admit how long. Because
Really?
it kind of dates me because we started this program back when I probably had only been here a few years
Really?
in my position, and then suddenly we started this open mic, and we did it once a month on a Wednesday evening. It was a lot of fun. We did it for about 5 years. Then we sort of took a break. It had kind of lost its steam, and we sort of took a break. But we recently restarted it up again, and now we do it twice a year. And this is our second one of 2016 already.
Wow.
And we are doing, it's open mic, and it is open to everyone of any kind of performance you want to do. We're looking for poets. We're looking for singers. We're looking for dancers.
That's
we
so
will,
cool.
if you've got a puppet show you want to perform.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm pointing
it
to
is
Mary.
open to interpretation. Whatever your performance is, we will put you on stage.
It's so
You get
neat.
5 to 10 minutes of stage time. We always have a really good turnout of audience, people not just who want to participate, but who want to come and watch the great talent we have in our community, which, by the way, is a lot. We have a great amount of talent in this
We
community.
do. We do. I'm always surprised by that, too. I love that stuff.
When I first started doing Mighty Mike, I was blown
Really?
away because we had some young kids come in.
Yeah.
We had a violinist who was absolutely fabulous.
Aw.
She's gone on to Indiana University
Mm-hmm.
and
Nice.
was studying music. We've had a young man who played the guitar that was unbelievable. He's now an adult. I still think of them as kids because they
Yeah.
were kids then,
Yeah.
but they've grown up and they've gone on and they've kept up with their music, and it's really kind of gratifying to see that. And they all came right out of this community, so it's really a great thing.
That's
and
so
we have
neat.
Keith Scott. I don't know. I'm sure Rick, you know Keith. He's
Yeah, Keith is going to be here in studio on the 1st of May again. Blues guitarist extraordinaire killer.
Absolutely,
That's
he's
so
wonderful.
awesome.
He's the Mighty Mike MC, so we'll get to hear some of
That's so
Keith
neat.
playing also. So that's a really fun afternoon.
That's so neat. You know, there are
Nice
so
to
many
tie.
different things. Yeah. I mean, so many different things listed, but there's one thing I have to point out because I know a lot of my own family members love this. We've all heard of Antiques Roadshow.
Right,
So,
right.
and enjoy something like a lot of people enjoy that. But there is an event going on Saturday, April 23rd, I see, called Friends of the Library Collectors Corner Breakfast. Could you tell us about that?
Absolutely. We're selling tickets right now, and they're going fast, so you need to get your tickets soon. It is going to be at the Full Gospel Church Hall in Michigan City, right there on Ohio Street.
Sure.
Okay.
And what they do, we've brought in a gentleman, an antique professional from Chesterton. His name is Martin Papke. He used to be part of Kathy's Antiques. The store has since closed, but he is amazing in his knowledge of antiques. The only thing he will not consider is firearms.
Okay.
But anything, and weapons, but anything else. I recently, the last one we had was last year, I took my mother-in-law's menorah that she had given my husband and I when we got married. It had been in her family for years and years and years. And it was kind of enameled, and it kind of looks like a genie in a bottle kind of thing.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
And so he looked at it, and he told me it was worth maybe $100, which was more than I thought it might be worth. You know, it was just a family kind of thing. It wasn't something that I would have assumed would have been worth a lot of money. But we've had people bring in toys from their childhood.
Oh, I could see
and,
that.
one was worth a lot of money. It was like worth $500.
That's so neat.
He just knows a lot. He's very entertaining. He knows a lot about different things. People bring jewelry. They bring family heirlooms. They bring toys from their childhood. In fact, one of our members brought pictures of a chandelier that hangs in their dining room, and it's an Art Deco.
Really?
And he
Nice.
told them that if they could find the sconces, the whole thing would be worth, I forget, it was in the thousands of
Wow,
dollars.
how cool.
And believe it or not, her husband went up in the attic and started digging around, and they found the sconces.
Yes. That's
So,
cool.
Sweet.
you know, it was one of those things that you never know what
Can
you
I-
have
can I
hanging
ask
on
you a
your
question?
wall or up in the attic.
Yeah.
Here's
And
the
each person who buys a ticket can bring one item for.
Okay. Okay,
Good.
that's a good point.
Yeah, and tickets are only $25. You get a lovely breakfast from Portofino's, catered by
Wow.
Portofino's, and it's just a fun morning, a very entertaining time.
Can I ask this question? I've got about 5 suitcases filled to the brim, and they're all duplicates. So I bought one for Carly, one for Devin. You're going to laugh when I tell you ladies this. I won't part with them. My wife says, just dump them. I have 5 suitcases full to the brim packed with Beanie Babies.
Oh, Beanie
Our
Babies.
Beanie
Oh, my
Babies are
goodness.
worth nothing.
Now they're not, I
I spent
don't
all
think.
this money as these kids were growing up. It's like crazy.
I know.
Oh.
Yeah, there was a moment in time. It was one of
Yeah.
those it was like the pet rock thing, you know.
Yeah.
Everybody wanted a Beanie Baby, and they thought they were going to be worth lots and
Oh,
lots
yeah.
of money.
Yeah.
Even
And don't
the
touch
more
the
rare
tags,
ones
yeah.
are still not worth very much.
Right.
I don't think they're
right.
we just give
So
them away.
cute. Yeah.
My friend, it was kind of cute because his daughters, same thing. He did the same thing, collected them. So for Halloween, instead of giving away candy, they were in mint condition. He said to all the neighbor kids, "Here, you can pick whatever you want." Kids were like taking 5 and 6 of them, which is a
Give
cute
them a
idea.
Beanie
That's a
Baby.
great way.
Now there's a healthy version.
Right.
Of
There
candy.
you go. That's a great way to give an alternative to candy. Number
right.
one. And number two, the kids, all kids love them, at least for a few minutes. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's so true.
Boys will use them
My
as
son had a whole
footballs.
bunch of them.
It's
I
it,
know.
right.
I was in the Beanie Baby craze. My
That's
son was
so
little,
funny,
and
right.
we bought a whole bunch of them. We bought, the birds. We bought all the birds.
Oh, how
Oh, yeah, the-
funny.
the
I
bears.
love that. I think that's really cute. Good to point out. But I think that is such a unique event. It's not a typical, this isn't something often. And, if you watch Antique Roadshow
Oh,
or
I
you,
love
you
it.
want it, it's fun. And even my children enjoy it. It's always fun to say, what? That's worth that? Are you kidding?
Yeah,
or
you
things
can't
you think
hardly
are worth a
believe
lot of
some
money
of
are
the
worth nothing. So, this is such a cool thing to try to, participate in. And you get
Absolutely.
breakfast. I mean, that's even better. So I think, can you give us a number for that or something?
You can. Tickets are actually on sale right here in the library at
Beautiful.
the
Oh, okay,
front
good.
desk.
Oh,
So
great.
if you come in, you can just pick one up right at the front desk.
Very
They're
cool.
$25, and like I said, it's a lovely breakfast. that is catered by Portofinos from LaPorte. So
Beautiful.
Fantastic.
Well, you're awesome.
Good deal.
Keep
Thanks
up the
so
great
much
work.
for calling in. Lots of
Oh,
good
you're
events.
welcome. Thanks for calling me and letting me know. I always want to talk to you guys. You're both so much fun.
Oh, thanks. Next time you have to come on in. We
Robin,
love
we'll
that,
see you
so
soon.
Thank
I
you.
will do it. Thanks so much, you guys.
All right, bye.
Bye.
All right.
See, so many fun
Love
things
that.
to do right here in our own neighborhood.
Man,
you
do
know,
I love
speaking
that.
of our own neighborhood, I know you said you had a conversation recently about trails and nature trails and stuff going to be going in.
Yes.
Okay.
And Fifth Ward Council person Sharon Carnes from the Michigan City, Indiana area came on the show. And what they're doing is they're building a new police station on one side of Michigan City.
Oh,
so
okay.
behind it's a real cool place called Cleveland Park. Well, they had several meetings with the public online and face-to-face over the course of a couple of months. And they got the insight of what to do there, which I thought was really cool. So from scouts participating to walking trails that they're going to put up behind there to sledding hills
I think
to
that's great.
potential, being lit up kind of sports courts. They've only got a very small little area,
Yeah.
but several acres,
Something.
but enough to utilize. It's kind of cool.
Something to get out,
Yeah.
get you out there. So those aren't there yet for your little staycation fun. But if you, and what's nice about finding out about all these little things right here in our own community is, even if you're not on spring break, there's still so much you can do and fill your weekend with fun and physical activity. I mean, it's just, that's a point no one can actually argue. Physical activity, the more up and moving you are, the better you will feel overall, as far as mental health, and
I
it's
think
good for you.
Throwing this out there, look at you and the family yesterday, along with your sister and her family. So a lot of you went, you spent hours just having fun, bonding. Not only was it good family bonding, but you got some great exercise.
Yeah.
You guys did some great stuff together. Even as you were mentioning too, we were chatting about this, before we jumped on the air, walking up along the lake, or
Right.
even just getting out there. You mentioned the Washington Park Zoo. You could literally get out there, even with your jackets today, even if it's a little fun, sun's out there, put the blankets down, have a nice
Right.
family picnic, then let the kids run around,
Right.
and go crazy. Let them get a little bit of
It's
exercise.
a great spot for
Oh,
them to release some of that pent up energy. In the
Absolutely.
house, I know my own self, it drives me crazy to listen to the kids running around the house like crazy running. Do that outside. And
Yes.
there are so many places you could go that are relatively inexpensive
Or free.
to be able to, or free. All of these library events, LaPorte, all the LaPorte branches, and obviously Michigan City, they offer so many different things. Take advantage of those. These free screenings you mentioned from the hospital.
Absolutely.
I mean, these are little things, but so important. And why not do them free rather than when there's a problem and then it escalates into a whole lot of other mess? Do them now. This is gives you a great excuse to get out and about. And I imagine that it would be a very quick thing. So, take advantage of those, I think.
Stay healthy. That number, by the way, today, as we had mentioned, in conjunction with LaPorte Hospital, they are doing those free screenings and awareness on the issues of blood pressure and safe driving. 219-325-7648 today at the Goodwill at 3822 Franklin in Michigan City. And then, of course, they're going to be doing something else at the Al's Supermarket off of State Road 2 in LaPorte from 1:30 to 3. So those are free. And again, that number, check it out, 219-325-7648. I wanted to get Sanders, our producer, to go there, even though he works out and stuff, to do those screenings because he hasn't had his blood pressure checked, he told me, in a while.
Wow.
So, I think that's a great way for
It
people,
is
and it's
good.
free from the LaPorte Hospital.
And it's, again, take advantage while it's free rather than when you start having a problem and have
Right.
to go. I think that's why it's so important. So,
One other
That's
thing I wanted to
fun.
throw out there too, LaPorte Hospital, in conjunction with a bunch of other great folks, are working with a really cool group, and I know you're familiar with them. Hats off to our volunteers. It's Family Advocates.
Oh, yeah.
And Family Advocates is a great organization dedicated to providing an environment of integrity and respect, committed to, objective advocacy focused on the best interest of children. If you want to look it up, it's great.
Please do.
They're doing a big event Saturday, May 7th, and it's at the LaPorte Civic Auditorium. And there's going to be great music, plus a Child Advocate of the Year, and there's going to be a cool hat contest, but it's all to surround ourselves with great things happening, family advocates and children. And of course, we are all about that as well.
and it's all local.
Yes,
which is so
absolutely
important too. It's definitely important, large scale, but we need to, take care of our home environment. So it's nice, and they do great work. So
So what do you
definitely
got?
check that
What
out.
do you have on the agenda for today? I'm just kind of curious. You and the fam.
Today, so we all ended up going back to my sister brother's
Mm-hmm.
house last night, and the kids stayed the night there.
Nice for you and
So-
Jeremy.
Yeah, it was so late. We crawled in. We thought maybe we'll watch a movie or something and get real. We were just too tired. But it was very strange this morning to get up and only have the furry babies at home. It was very quiet, and the dogs were very confused. They were confused.
Where's everybody at?
Right. And so today, when I get off here, I'm going there, and my sister is working for a little bit right now. And so we don't know what we're going to do this afternoon. We did talk about going on a bike ride or something. Tomorrow, we're going to check out a different location rather than maybe we might do a different
We're going to
Y,
call it
or we
On
might
Location
do-
with Mary and the
That's
crew.
it. We're not sure yet. Tomorrow, but as a group, we're all going to go do
Keep it a
something fun
secret.
again during the day.
Nice.
We're looking for different things. We had originally talked about going to, either going to a museum or going to Chicago or going to Indy, but that kind of, it's going to be a little yucky out.
Yes.
And it seems it's quite an event to get all 10 of the kids and ourselves around it and actually to a spot. So we're going to do the staycation ideas. We've got a few different ideas, and we've just been saying, let's go here today. Why not? Or we haven't been here in so long, so let's go here. So we're going to check something out like that, a little more local.
Be
so.
fun to bond with everybody.
I know.
Do
it's
some
just
projects
fun.
on the outside if you can today. The reason why,
That's
pretty
it.
day, get them to help you rake the yard.
Pick up sticks.
Yes.
The wind has been wicked
Yeah,
over the
it has
weekend.
been.
And so we have, all kinds. There's just sticks all over the place.
And
branches.
paper products and garbage.
E-
Flying
everything.
debris.
Debris
Truly.
from everything. It's just all over. We had a gutter come down, not the actual gutter, but the downspout.
Yes.
Just down, and it's all over.
Is that a
so-
Jeremy job or is that a you job?
Well, he'll fix it, but I'll help pick it up. I can be good about that part.
Here's Mary.
So
Here you go, honey.
I'll put it
I
in the
love
pile
you.
for you. So when you're home, here's
I'll
the
hold
gutter.
it. This is you. I'll hold it in the place.
That's it.
That's so Rick Federici.
Oh, I'm telling you. So
I'm really bad at that
that's
stuff.
it. And and it is now that it's not so windy and stuff. I like to burn our shred stuff.
Oh, you
since
can
it
do
gets-
that in your area.
We can do that in
That's
our
very
area.
nice.
So it's nice. I've got some built
I
up
love-
shred pile.
I love the smell of burning
I do
leaves.
too.
And
I
dry.
do too.
I love
for
it.
a while, and I'm a very cautious fire handler. I don't like to burn anything if I even think there might be a little bit of wind or
Mm-hmm.
it's scary, and especially after touring that Edith house, I think, good Lord, I definitely don't want to be caught in a fire. A real fire that
Or
was
be the
scary
cause of
enough.
that, right?
Oh, certainly, definitely don't want to be the cause of. So we try to get out as much as we can, anyways, do anything, but. We are active, but I'm always looking for new things too. So I think this is a fun week to be able to do it.
Awesome. And I think
staycation kind of
you and the
stuff.
family, Jeremy, your sister and family and friends, you keep up that great work. I know we're going to continue to do our stuff and clean up around the yard and get focused, but
That's
in
it.
between the raindrops, and hopefully
That's
it'll be
it.
real nice
And
for us.
even in the snowflakes, who
Sure, who
cares?
cares?
You think it doesn't? The kids stress it, and you want to say, "Listen, it's
Put
spring."
your gloves and hat on and get out there.
Well, not only that, it's not going to last, and that's what's nice. It's nice to say, "Who cares?"
Have you
It's
used the
not
line
here to
before we
stay.
wrap it up here in a couple seconds? When we were kids,
No, I just say, "Suck it up, Buttercup."
Whoa.
That's my line. They know
There you
it, and
go.
they're good about it. The other day, when in the wind and in the snow starting and stopping, and the sun in and out, we were on the four-wheeler anyway. It
by the
didn't
way,
matter.
that's our new motto here on Younger Life Live. Suck it up, Buttercup.
It's not in a mean way, it's,
Whatever.
Everything doesn't have to be a
You're-
big
you're
deal.
Wonderful. You are always smiling. Well, thank you all for joining us. Hopefully, you're going to be smiling on the outside and on the
Have some
inside.
fun today.
Yes. Let the sun breathe right into your soul.
That's right.
I'm
That's
Rick
right.
Federici.
I'm Mary
And
Anthony.
thanks for
Thanks.
joining us for Younger Life Live.
Robert.
AM 1420, WIMS, Michigan City, a Girard Media Company station.